What if the pain you've been carrying isn't just yours, but something you were never meant to pass on? Most people try to heal for relief, for peace, for themselves. But what if healing is also an act of protection for the generations that come after you? Emotional neglect doesn't always look like trauma. Sometimes it looks like silence, distance, or learning to survive without being seen. And unless it's made conscious, it doesn't disappear, it repeats. In the next few moments, I want to show you how healing your inner world doesn't just change your life, it quietly reshapes the future of those you love. The abbot sat beneath the old fig tree as the evening light softened the monastery walls. The followers gathered quietly, some carrying questions they had never spoken aloud, others carrying wounds they had never named. He did not rush his words. He never did. He understood that healing, like wisdom, arrives when the heart feels safe enough to listen. He began gently. Most people believe their pain belongs only to them. They carry it as something private, hidden, contained within their own chest. But pain is never solitary, especially the pain that comes from neglect. It ripples outward, silently shaping lives far beyond the one who first felt it. He paused, allowing the words to settle. When a child grows without emotional presence, without being truly seen, something subtle happens. There is no dramatic wound, no single moment that can be pointed to. There is only absence. And absence teaches lessons just as powerfully as presence. It teaches the child how to disappear inside themselves. It teaches them to lower their needs, to quiet their voice, to become easy to overlook. And what is learned in silence is often carried forward unconsciously. The abbot looked across the faces before him. I have watched many come here seeking peace, believing their struggles began in adulthood. But when we sit together long enough, when we listen without judgment, we discover that their reactions today are echoes of unmet needs long ago. The anger that feels too big, the numbness that arrives without warning, the fear of closeness paired with a hunger for connection. These are not flaws of character. They are adaptations. They were once intelligent responses to an environment that did not know how to hold them. He folded his hands. The tragedy is not that neglect happens. Human beings are imperfect, often wounded themselves. The tragedy is when the pain is never made conscious. What is unhealed does not rest. It seeks expression, and when it cannot be expressed with awareness, it expresses itself through repetition. He let the silence speak before continuing. This is how neglect travels through generations. A parent who was never emotionally met may struggle to meet the emotions of their own child. Not because they do not love, but because love alone does not teach emotional fluency. We can only give what we have learned to give. And so the child senses distance, inconsistency, or emotional absence, even in a home that appears functional. The wound changes shape, but it remains. The abbot's voice remains steady, compassionate. I tell you this not to assign blame, but to offer liberation. Because the moment you understand this pattern, you gain the power to interrupt it. Healing emotional neglect is not only a personal act. It is an act of responsibility to the future. He leaned forward slightly. When you learn to name your feelings instead of dismissing them, you teach your children that emotions are safe. When you listen to your own inner world without shame, you show the next generation that attention is an expression of love. When you choose curiosity over judgment, regulation over reaction, presence over avoidance, you alter the emotional inheritance that flows through your lineage. He smiled softly. This is the ripple effect. One healed nervous system changes how a household feels. One emotionally aware adult reshapes what safety looks like to a child. One person who learns to stay present with discomfort teaches others that pain does not have to be feared or suppressed. The abbot's eyes reflected years of observation. I have seen families transformed not through grand speeches or perfect parenting, but through quiet consistency. A parent who apologizes sincerely. A caregiver who learns to pause instead of explode. A mother who says, I don't have all the answers, but I'm here with you. These moments may seem small, but they are seismic to a child who once learned that emotions were invisible. He let out a slow breath. Healing emotional neglect does not mean becoming flawless. It means becoming responsive. It means learning to notice when your body tightens, when your voice hardens, when old fear tries to speak through present moments. It means choosing awareness where once there was automatic reaction. He looked at the youngest follower seated near the front. Children do not need perfection. They need repair. They need to witness what it looks like when a human being acknowledges mistakes without collapsing into shame. This teaches resilience more effectively than any lesson spoken aloud. The abbot's tone deepened. When you heal yourself, you give future generations something priceless. A nervous system that knows how to return to balance, relationships that feel emotionally navigable, and an internal voice that is kind rather than critical. These children grow up with an inner anchor. They do not need to numb themselves to survive connection. They do not confuse neglect with independence. They learn that strength and softness can coexist. He paused again. But this work requires courage, because healing neglect means turning toward feelings you were once forced to abandon. It means grieving what you did not receive. And grief, when honored, does not weaken you. It frees you. The fig leaves rustled in the breeze. Many fear that revisiting the past will trap them there. In truth, avoidance is what keeps us bound. Awareness loosens the knot. Compassion untangles what force never could. He spoke more quietly now. When you choose to heal, you are not only changing your present reactions, you are rewriting what safety feels like for those who come after you. You are saying, the pain stops here. And that decision echoes far beyond your lifetime. The abbot lifted his gaze. One day, a child may grow up never knowing the name of the wound you healed. They will simply feel steadier, more seen, more able to express themselves without fear. They will assume this is normal. And that will be your greatest legacy. He smiled again, peaceful and assured. This is the true work of transformation. Not dramatic revolutions, but quiet ripples of awareness, spreading from one heart to another, reshaping generations with tenderness and truth. The gathering remained still, not because there was nothing more to say, but because something had already begun to change within them.